Good afternoon, everyone, and happy Fresh Friday. You may notice a different background behind me, and that is because I am moving, so bear with me over the next couple of weeks. You might see a different scenery. This past week, we went out to Fangled Farm in Glencoe, Kentucky, and I made it just before the next rain shower came. I was in the nick of time. It was wonderful. I got to see all of their hens and 2 rogue roosters and all of the beautiful vegetable and fruit patches. If you saw our post an hour ago, they grow raspberries, blackberries, strawberries on top of all these fresh herbs and a bunch of different vegetables. They were wonderful to get to talk to, and if you're interested in more, read our post from an hour ago and go see them at the Boone County Farmers Market. Today we are making a recipe inspired by one of the value-added items that they make, and that is strawberry hand pies. I'm so excited. These are absolutely delicious, and they have a beautiful glaze on top, so let's get into it.
We're going to start by putting on some food-safe gloves just because I have a few cuts on my hands and I want to stay sanitary. I have my strawberries here that I've given a wash and a pat dry. We're just going to easily cut off the greens on the top, and then we're going to slice through them and finally dice through them. Don't worry about having these all perfect. We just don't want any giant chunks in our hand pies, so just aim for smaller pieces. And now, magic of TV style, we are just going to speed up this dicing just to keep everyone from getting bored. I wish it worked this fast. Unfortunately, it does not. But make sure you stay safe and use a sharp knife at all times and just pay attention. These little teeny tiny strawberries can get away from you if you aren't watching. In our strawberry bowl, we are going to add about 2 or 3 tablespoons of sugar depending on the sweetness, some cornstarch, some vanilla, and then we're going to give this a good mix and set it off the side to macerate and to just expel some of the juices. I have my pie crust here that we are just going to roll out onto a lightly floured surface. You don't really want to make this too thin, we just really want to make it a little bit more even. I'm going to use either a cookie cutter, or in this case I'm using the top of a glass to just cut out our little mini pies. We're going to add these to our baking sheet and set it off to the side. And then we're going to do the exact same thing with the other pie crust that you have. Once you have both pie crusts done and you have these scraps, we're going to roll these out together until combined, and then we're going to cut out a few more of our pies. You want about 12 pies, so that's going to be 24 pieces total. Once your baking sheet has the 12 pieces, we're going to start spooning in our strawberry mixture into each one. I would genuinely say less is more in this case. I overfilled mine a little bit, but they still turned out wonderful. So just divide this up, and you may have a little bit extra, which is absolutely okay to top yours at the end. Once that's divided up, we're just going to place the rest of the dough pieces on top of all of our beautiful strawberry mixture, and using a fork we are just going to make sure we press down and seal all of the sides and use our fork to press in and make little indentions, as you have probably seen with bigger pies. With some of them you want to make sure that the dough is stretched out completely to cover all of the strawberries, and if you have a little spillage, that's okay. It's just not going to get as crisp, but it's still going to be delicious. Once those are ready, we are just going to make an X indentation into the tops of the pies just so the steam can be released, and then we are going to give this a nice egg wash. So we are just going to crack an egg into a bowl, give it a really good whisk, and then we are going to use a pastry brush just to brush over all of the tops of these pies just so they get a nice little toasted golden brown color. In a separate ramekin, I have mixed together some turbinado, sugar, and a little bit of cinnamon. You can just use cane sugar or even granulated sugar. I just like the crunch that the sugar has. We're just going to top all of our pies with a little sprinkling of this and then put it into the oven at 350 degrees for about 20 minutes. What is it about miniature desserts that just makes them so dang cute? These are adorable and absolutely delicious with the local strawberries inside. We topped it with a nice glaze that has powdered sugar, heavy cream, and a little bit of vanilla extract. We hope you all give this a try. Thank you so much for watching, and check out Fangled Farm in Glencoe, Kentucky. See you next week.